JD here, Tyrrell Limus, and as you can see, we are back on F1 2021 here today, but for a bit of an interesting one. Jeddah we have this weekend in the Formula 1 2021 season, and so many people who have said that this is the most dangerous track that has ever been built in Formula 1, and I really wanted to just ask the question to everyone here. What do you think of this track prior to seeing any of the racing? Do you think it's going to be... is one of the most dangerous tracks ever? Because if you can see corners such as this, the reason is that there's just so many blind corners. And I'm actually going to reel off some stats about this track. So it has 27 track that has ever been built in Formula 1. And I really wanted to just ask the question to everyone here. What do you think of this track prior to seeing any of the racing? Do you think it's going to be... is one of the most dangerous tracks ever? Because if you can see corners such as this, the reason is that there's just so many blind corners. And I'm actually going to reel off some stats about this track. So it has 27 turns, 3 DRS zones, 155 miles per hour average speed. It's 79%, might as well be 80% of the lap is on full throttle. It's the fastest street track that has ever been built. And even some of the drivers have raised concerns, such as Carlos Sainz warning the marshals of the risks of incidents. Verstappen raising the issue of what happened to him at Baku when the tyre pretty much gave up because of just the constant high speed and the demands of the tyre, which is going to be very similar around here. And if you have an incident going around corners such as this, blind corners with a very minimal amount of runoff, like going through here, there's literally no runoff there, but at the end of the day, that's what a street circuit is. So I don't know if people are surprised or they are exaggerating a little bit. I just really want to hear what people actually think of this, rather than the media and drivers. People who are actually going to be watching the Grand Prix are very interested. And in corners such as this, I think this is probably the, if you could classify the most dangerous corner, probably that, because it's going at such high speed going into it. If there's an incident just around the corner, that could be a pretty big incident. So I think the yellows and double yellows, people will be penalised heavily if they do not obey them. But again, I think it's just really because of the speed of the track, how narrow it is as well. Surprisingly, very narrow. It's going to be a pretty interesting thing to watch. So I really wanted to hear what other people thought. Before we go into the main video around this track, just want to say thank you to my extra rotation members. Might have already read out some of these people, but Samuka Torres, Juan Rodriguez, Matt Lapo 4, Juan Barco, Dylan Day, and Arta. Thank you so much for joining the extra rotation club. So now we move into a PC race round Jeddah itself, because obviously we have been doing that quite a lot recently. And in terms of actually driving the track, I've started to really enjoy it. It's actually become one of my best tracks, in fact, for raw pace. But
drive through,
forgetting the danger side of things, I think the racing, because of how many DRS zones as well, we were pushed out here, so that's definitely a corner you don't want to go straight on in lap 1, because you can see it's a very, very tight angle to get back on track. You might even have to do a 360, quite similar to Baku turn 1, where the wall kind of cuts off your ability to rejoin the track. So we were quite fortunate in that case. But in terms of racing, it is quite intense around here, and a driving and qualifying app is pretty satisfying. But it's really with these DRS zones and being 80% on the full throttle, that's where it, again, I've said it many times, it can become a little bit unsatisfying, where if you're faster than someone, they just have the ability to re-overtake you a bit too easily, in my opinion. So we will wait and see. I think we have to wait for the Grand Prix, because sometimes things can surprise us quite a lot. But as we are going into this video, I have quite a big announcement. I have just released my one-to-one coaching through coachlimitless.com, and if you see it down there on my pinned comment and in the description, I'm now taking bookings for one-to-one coaching along with many other services as well. And we're trying to go for a nice little move on Daniel here. But I released my coaching to my members last week, which has been very, very successful. People have really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed it myself. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. So if you are interested in having a one-to-one direct session with me on all platforms, so I'm on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC now, then make sure you go and look at the calendar. If there's something you like, then you can always ask me through the website as well. So thank you to everyone who's been involved in that. I really hope people find some use and it's a valuable experience for you. But coming through into here, kind of running into the problem that we have around this track where it's just flat out all the time. So if the car ahead of you, as you can see there, that's a little bit of an issue with this track with the runoff. But again, that's the nature of a street circuit.
This guy in second seems to be quite fast.
But I think the issue a lot of people are pointing out is that it's just so fast though. If you have an instant hit the wall, someone's tyre blows out, or someone's parked on an apex for a blind corner,
that's 2 warnings.
It's going to be too little time to actually
I couldn't do anything.
react. So again, really interested to hear what people think. But in my opinion, I think it's not going to be as bad as you might think. It's just that drivers really do have to obey the yellow flags. Like, if they do that, then it should be fairly safe. But I think the racing could be quite decent. I think Red Bull in the first sector should be quite good. And if Mercedes, I know they're quite a quick car, but their straight line speed seemed to be quite similar to Red Bull in the last race. I think Red Bull could be a lot closer than people think to Mercedes around here. So it is going to be a fascinating contest. I am really excited to see what the racing and the outcome is. But now we are focusing on this race, as we've got Daniel 06F1, YouTube member of mine as well, has got a drive-through penalty, so just jumping the gun quite a bit at the start here, and he is stuck behind Pole, who seemed to be a very fast driver when I was going against him. But there's actually another guy in a Ferrari up ahead of him, so it's a 4-way fight for P1, which will probably quickly become a 3-way fight as Daniel has to pit this lap, otherwise he will be getting a nice disqualification from this race. So you can see our strategy here. We've got the DRS zone here, so we're not using any of the overtake button because there's really no point to be leading at this stage of the race. Plus, it's quite easy for people to overuse the battery around here. So we're using a little bit of a boost coming off this corner. As we get the DRS zone, we decide to actually keep it on. So maybe we're actually going to try and get it for an attack because we don't want to be the third man in this DRS train. So we're going to go around the outside of the Ferrari, doing a really nice move. Get the inside for the right, trying out traction him, going through into here, and we just about stay ahead of Ferrari. So really nice racing there. I noticed on PC, people are very competitive, but also very fair and respectful and clean as well. So the racing has been a very intense, but a very satisfying experience on PC so far. As we have another DRS zone, so this really helps me, because if there was no DRS zone though, I think the leader could have maybe even escaped my DRS, but that's the thing that's a little bit unsatisfying. That's given me a little bit of an out of jail card, but I do have a lot of ERS to play with, so we've been quite strategic with our battery so far, using a little bit of the ERS again just to make sure I get within this next DRS zone coming through into the final sector. So this is the corner where I think it probably is the most dangerous on the track. It's so fast through there. If you hit that wall on the right hand side at the wrong angle, that could be a very concerning incident. So praying that no one does have an incident around here, because I don't think this is the track you really want to have one on. So coming off here, are we going to try and overtake into turn one? No, we don't. We decided to keep the battery, because I felt that these guys would probably have used a little bit more than me. So we do 28.3, it's nice. So he goes quite defensive. We're going back to the racing line. We're not interested in overtaking him going around this part of the track. But we have another 3 DRS zones to play with. So if your car in the lead, I would always probably actually wait until the last corner, if I'm being honest, because if you overtake someone before, it's just so powerful. Since you're already going at such a high speed, so powerful.
Oh, I thought that was going penalty.
As we get another DRS zone here, so 6 tenths, we're going to close that gap in very nicely. We don't have to use any of the battery because we did have the DRS. This guy in Ferrari actually seems to be quite on the pace as well, so we do have to pay attention to him. So coming through here, pretty much one of the last major braking zones, and then going up onto this very twisty S kind of straight. Reminds me of Vietnam, this section. See, closing in there very nicely. We've got a DRS zone coming here, so we've still got 2 more to go on this track. And I'm not really going to be using any of the battery power. Maybe just to defend from the Ferrari. But you can see his red light is actually flashing. The guy behind is struggling as well. So the detection point is on the exit of this corner. So we're just going to let him have this last corner. Not even interested in overtaking him. And you can see with his red light flashing, with the DRS, it's going to be a comfortable P1. And
GG, man. Good race. That's why the DRS zones absolutely suck. Jeddah. That's why they're absolutely awful. Just have to wait, running out of ERS, get the DRS on the exit.
So yeah, the racing is definitely fun, but I just think it's just a little bit unfair and unsatisfying in some ways. So I really hope this weekend delivers in terms of the real F1. I think we will be surprised a little bit of how close it'll be as well. Hopefully everyone is safe when they're driving on this track. Let me know your thoughts once again. And again, really pleased to announce my Coach Limitless, my one-to-one coaching. So please get in contact with me through the website, or if you're a member, then contact me through there as well. So thank you so much. We'll catch you very soon. Peace.
Lance Stroll's GT3 debut didn't quite go to plan. Following in the footsteps of Max Verstappen's recent side quests away from F1, Lance Stroll decided to make his GT3 racing debut at Paul Ricard in France during the spring break. And he was very excited, I think, just to get out of this year's Aston Martin F1 car, even talking up his chances of winning the GT3 race if everything went well. And well, not a lot went well. Stroll was racing in the Pro class of the GT World Challenge Europe Series, which is a 6-hour endurance race. In qualifying, Lance set the slowest time of his team, with even Aston Martin Academy prospect and F2 driver Marie Boyer setting a better time than Lance by 0.8 of a second, even though he'd never raced sports cars before. However, Boyer did then cost the team during the first stint of the race when he caused a collision and earned himself a stop-and-go penalty, which turned out to just be one of the many penalties Stroll's team would pick up, as he himself picked up penalties for blue flags and track limits, meaning in total, the penalties for the number 18 car added up to 8 minutes and 25 seconds of penalties, meaning of the 49 cars that finished in Lance Stroll's class, they finished 48th. To be fair to Stroll though, he actually performed fairly well, putting in some decent lap times considering he took the stint of the race which was in the dark, but it wasn't anywhere close to the win he was hoping for. Lance Stroll's GT3 debut didn't quite go to plan. Following in the footsteps of Max Verstappen's recent side quests away from F1, Lance Stroll decided to make his GT3 racing debut at Paul Ricard in France during the spring break, and he was very excited, I think just to get out of this year's Aston Martin F1 car, even talking up his chances of winning the GT.
Absolute Scarecrow just debuted in Absolute Batman, and he left a lasting effect that Bane wish he did. Because in issue 19 of Absolute Batman, the Scarecrow goes after one of Bruce's most closest allies. In fact, he goes after one of the people that knows Bruce's secret identity, the man that pulled the bats off of Bruce that day.
So I was auditioning, I did the Goofy movie. Wait.
Adventure start in a new land, take me there. Create a new plan. We are starting.
He's the youngest driver ever to win a Formula One World Championship Grand Prix.
Yes, yes! You are a race winner. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Christian.
The World Championship record is equalled. Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time champion of the world.
Thank you so much, guys.
Verstappen on the inside of Hamilton. It's the lead of the race. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton dueling. They make contact and almost runs over the front wing of Lewis Hamilton. Who's got a puncture? Verstappen's got a puncture. Max Verstappen wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen and Hamilton wheel to wheel, and Hamilton just has to back out.
Max is looking quite strong and a really good car, so I think having seen them win in the last race, you can only assume they're going to be right there, if not at the front at the first race, and it's going to be a great long battle with them through the year.
I had positive feelings in the car, but we'll find out in Q3 for the first race weekend where we are You know, that's where we can judge our performance. But from the test so far, it's been a good.
By nearly 0.4 of a second, Max Verstappen, he's on pole for the opening race of the season.
Oh, finally, mate. That lap was good. A great job, guys.
And it's lights out and away we go. Hamilton tucks in behind the Red Bull and Leclerc already alongside Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton goes into turn 1 behind Max Verstappen. Hard tyres going on to Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes. They've not got any new sets of mediums.
No, they haven't. Verstappen will need a great lap and then pit at the end of the lap.
Max Verstappen is not going to like this, I'm sure, as he sees Lewis Hamilton now disappearing through turn 1. Mercedes switching the strategies. Hamilton crosses the start-finish line and Max Verstappen makes his way out of the pit. It is game on.
Really, it was so tough.
Super happy with a race like this. This is epic. And he's locked up into 10, he's gone wide.
That is exactly what Max Verstappen and Red Bull would want to see as the gap now comes down to just 1 second. Here he comes. It's Max Verstappen coming his way. Hamilton moves to the middle of the track, forces Verstappen wider at turn 1 and positions that Mercedes beautifully. As they head towards turn 4, Hamilton's going to force Verstappen the long way round. By the time they get to the corner, he's about a third of a car in front. By the time they get out of the corner, Max Verstappen is ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Is there a attack on the outside of the track?
Verstappen has just been told to let you through. 3 laps remaining.
Okay, for the moment, let Lewis through.
He's given it back because he took the position off the racetrack.
This is the second DRS zone. There's one more to come after this. Hamilton is quite comfortable, I think, with Verstappen this far behind. Sir Lewis Hamilton, as he is now, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Get in there, Lewis. What a job, mate. What a race.
Still got it, Bono.
Yeah, not bad for an old man.
I'm so happy. I really am absolutely over the moon just to see the response from the team. I was not expecting that we'd be in that position, be able to keep up with them in the first stint and stuff, so I was really grateful for it.
It's what it is. But in a way, I mean, of course, I'm disappointed about today. But last year we will be super happy with a race like this. So it also shows how much we have grown, and I think it's still a positive start to the season. And it's still a long season ahead. Proving at the moment, you'd think, to challenge pole position. Hamilton is within touching distance. Max Verstappen we're still waiting to see go through the first sector as Hamilton crosses the line and blitzes the final sector. As Verstappen crosses the line and Perez out-qualifies Verstappen, Hamilton is on pole. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets an excellent reaction. Hamilton, though, is ahead of Perez, but not for long, as Max Verstappen now on the inside joins Hamilton in battle. It is Hamilton and Verstappen, Verstappen and Hamilton wheel to wheel going into the field of the Turbo chicane. Hamilton is forced wide and he's lost a little bit of bodywork as well. Verstappen leads the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Hamilton is right on his tail, and I wonder, is Hamilton going to have a little go if he can into the chicane? They came together on the opening lap. This time around, Hamilton is just a little too far. They sit impassively looking at their monitors. There was never any doubt that they were going to keep Lewis Hamilton out. Verstappen first to blink.
This one needs to be perfect, Mercedes, but they know that. He's very slow into the box, very steady, a little slow. It was a bit slower than it should have been.
It was 4 seconds, Martin.
Verstappen, it was quicker in the middle sector.
Well, everyone has been lapped so far by the race leader, down to Valtteri Bottas. Oh, and sliding off the road goes the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton.
Oh,
and I think this is absolute disaster for Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, Lewis, let us know if you get it moving. Okay.
So sorry, guys.
Yeah, no sweat. Safety car, safety car. So, be boxing. So keep the delta positive.
And we're going to get a safety car now, because that's Valtteri Bottas and George Russell. we can go racing again. And it is Lewis Hamilton, and is this what Hamilton needs to blast past that Ferrari? Lewis Hamilton is back up into the podium places. And once again, Norris makes him go the long way round, but Hamilton was close enough, under braking, and he does move himself up into second place. Max Verstappen, for the first time in his career, takes victory in Italy, and it was a victory by a long, long margin.
It was all looking good, and Lewis went off the track, so I thought, okay, well, that's going to be easy to cruise home. But then, of course, we had the big crash with the red flag.
Max did a fantastic job today, so congratulations to him. Some really good pace in the rain and us catching, but just a little bit impatient maybe.
It's so tricky out there with cold tires, you know, even in the wet.
And it's lights out and away we go. Bottas and Hamilton both getting away well. Perez not the best start, and he's already got the Ferrari alongside him and ahead as Bottas goes into turn one in the lead from Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. And there is Kimi Räikkönen, who has lost half of his front wing.
I wonder if we're going to need some kind of safety car.
Hamilton and Verstappen behind him. Hamilton trying to pull out of the slipstream that Max Verstappen's getting behind him. Verstappen goes into turn one ahead of Hamilton. Max Verstappen coming out of turn 14. That's going to give Lewis Hamilton a little bit of impetus, I wonder, because Hamilton is within striking distance of the Red Bull down the straight. Here comes Hamilton on Max Verstappen. Hamilton retakes that second place. Hamilton's got DRS. He's within touching distance of his teammate. He's ahead. Goes round the outside of Valtteri Bottas. Are going to pull the trigger and take the gamble with Max Verstappen and make the first pit stop of the top three runners.
It needs to be 2 seconds to give Valtteri a real fighting chance. That's sweet, that's not so bad. What's the time, Crofty, as it comes up?
3.3 seconds. Verstappen is gaining on him very, very swiftly, but it was enough of a gap that Bottas had over Verstappen to get into the pits and out ahead.
Look at that, sliding like crazy as Valtteri Bottas trying to get the power down, and immediately then Verstappen has a run at the inside down into turn 5. He's got all the track position he needs.
First 3 Portuguese Grand Prix won by Racing Knights, and Sir Lewis Hamilton's been night and day. He wins the Portuguese Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think overall we just lacked a little bit of pace compared to them in the race. We knew last year already we were not that particularly strong here. I think this weekend has been a little bit better, but still not good enough.
I was quick behind Valtteri and was feeling quite strong, and I thought that at that point in early parts of the race that I had the pace to potentially get by. But then safety car, then I lost out to Max at the restart, which was a mistake from my side. But I don't feel bad about it, naturally, because I fixed it.
It's lights out and away we go, and I think Verstappen got a slightly better start than Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is just leading ahead then of Max Verstappen on the inside, and as Verstappen goes into turn 1 and goes past the Mercedes.
Verstappen pits.
Mercedes have opted to carry on as Verstappen pits.
And starting to drop. Okay, copy. All the tyres are here, unlike the Red Bull situation. The team nice and early. Hamilton gets a clean entry into his pit box. No problems here, all the way on track. That's a super stop.
Red Bull think they're safe in this pit stop to the threat of Mercedes, and they are.
Today my dad's so much more good.
Okay, this box opposite Verstappen.
Oh, he's pitting.
Mercedes committing then to the 2-stop strategy and pitting right now.
How far have I got to catch up? Currently 22 seconds. We've done it before. Could be Hungary all over again here.
Hungary 2019, where they've caught them unawares.
I don't see how we're going to make it to the end. Don't hold Lewis up.
No, he's going to turn in on it. Whoa! He was not willing there at all, was he?
I'm racing with Lewis behind me, trying to keep up with him, with his pace. And I'm my tyres, so what do you want me to do?
Verstappen is struggling here. Hamilton is right on his tail. Hamilton goes round the outside at turn 1 and the charge is complete. And it's the checkered flag as the winner of the Spanish Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton, who strengthens his grip then at the top of the table.
Lewis, perfect combination, great strategy and bold and great driving. Congratulations.
Congrats, Toto. Good to you.
No, I mean, once he made that second stop, I knew that I could not pit again. Of course, then he passed me in the end of the race, and then we were like, okay, let's go for the fast lap, which worked out this time. But yeah, it's tough, you know, when you're up there in the front and the two Mercedes cars are behind you again, and yeah, they basically can choose their strategy.
We just focused on trying to get as close as I could, which was very difficult, and make the tyres last at the same time. But I think tyre management was really nice. So I'm really proud of that, and fantastic effort with fantastic job by the team with strategy.
And fans, media alike are absolutely loving the fight between you and Lewis Hamilton. Is it as much fun out there on the track as it is to watch?
It's all right, but I wish it was a bit closer because I felt a bit powerless today.
I mean, honestly, I love it. I'm really enjoying the battle with him. We're learning a lot about one another and each other's cars, I'm sure, and the way we battle. And you know, turn 1 is always exciting between us. So, but there's good respect there, and long may it continue.
Thanks very much, Max. On to Monaco.
Monaco, it's going to be a tough one.
You know you've been on my mind.
It's lights out and away we go. Bottas got away well. Verstappen comes over to cover him and does cover off the Mercedes into Sandoval. It's Verstappen from Bottas. Then comes Sainz and then comes Norris. After Norris, Pierre Gasly, then Lewis Hamilton.
And look at this then. So Hamilton
out behind Gasly.
How am I still behind him, man? Come on.
Vettel reacting then and has that inside line as they come through Sandoval. Vettel, is he ahead of Gasly? They're going to go wheel to wheel up by Rivage here.
What has just happened, guys? It's not two places.
Yeah, copy Lewis.
Sergio Perez making his way down the pit lane. He has got himself up into 4th place.
Oh, I don't understand, guys. I saved the tyres to go longer. You made me stop before it.
It's his first win in Monaco. Max Verstappen leads the World Championship and wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yes, well done. I think we managed that really well, guys. So proud of me.
5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. And Leclerc gets away well ahead of Hamilton and Verstappen. He's got the start, he's got the pole, and he's got away from Lewis Hamilton. And Leclerc's been leading throughout this race, but not for long because Hamilton's got the toe, he's got the slipstream, he doesn't need DRS, and he makes the pass to take the lead of this race with Verstappen in 3rd. Massive pressure from Max Verstappen. He's had to wait a few laps to get past the Ferrari. It's happened now. Hamilton leads. Verstappen is now 2nd and chasing after the Mercedes. Hamilton comes in. Verstappen and Perez stay out. Hamilton, it's a slow stop again, but he had to wait for the other car.
I don't wanna waste no time.
Max Verstappen is away and he is going to be ahead of Lewis Hamilton. That's the crucial thing here. Hamilton's slow stop has cost him track position after the pit stop to Max Verstappen. as you see Max Verstappen going into turn 1. Where's Hamilton now? Verstappen is ahead. Sergio Perez behind his teammate. Hamilton behind now, both Red Bulls. And it's Max Verstappen leading this race, now out of this race. Sergio Perez leads from Lewis Hamilton.
Tyre.
Ignition P0, please, Max. Ignition P0.
Very disappointing, so close to the finish to retire. Yeah, it's a big shame. Sometimes you can hate the sport.
So that is going to be a tyre failure by the look of it with Verstappen.
Is that tyre failure from a punch, you think, or just wear?
It's difficult to say whether it's a wear or damage.
Yeah, shame because we missed out on an opportunity to make the gap bigger, because when we get to normal tracks, Mercedes normally are very strong.
You got to remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint, so got to be measured how aggressive we go.
Brakes smoking on Lewis Hamilton's car. Perez gets away well. Hamilton will wheel spin. Perez trying to cut off Hamilton. Oh, looks up and goes straight on. And Hamilton has gone from second in the race to falling out of the points.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis, don't sweat it.
Sergio Perez wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Lewis, if we can have a P0, if you're still sat in there.
Did I have the magic on?
Yeah, bud, yeah, just knock that on.
I could have sworn I turned it off.
Yeah, you did, but knocked it on.
It's really painful. I'm really sorry to the team. All I can do is just try and rebuild. You know, I think I gave absolutely everything I could today.
It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen leading them then down towards turn 1 from Hamilton, from Bottas, who just has to back up a bit, and Verstappen goes off the track, and that gives the lead to Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton has to now get his foot down to watch out for the undercut from Max Verstappen. Hamilton stops, Verstappen making his way around turn 12. Very neat change there from the Mercedes crew. This is going to be a little tighter than Mercedes would really have liked. Hamilton comes out. Is he ahead of Max Verstappen? No, he is not. It is a two-stop race as far as Max Verstappen and Red Bull are concerned. Let's watch the tyres go on. It's mediums for the end of the race. He gains on the Mercedes, can't get past the Mercedes, but he's gone wide. Bottas goes wide, and this time Max Verstappen might get a decent exit out of the chicane and might not need DRS to get past Valtteri Bottas, who looked to have held Verstappen up just long enough to keep that second place. As through scene they go, wheel to wheel, side by side, and they come out of the corner with Verstappen in second place. Verstappen goes past Lewis Hamilton, and with 1 and a bit laps to go, Verstappen retakes the lead of the French Grand Prix.
Simply lovely. Come on, mate.
He's so fast and straight.
Max Verstappen rounds the final corner, and he wins the French Grand Prix.
Underlyingly, they were just much quicker than us this weekend. We're losing 3.5 tenths just in a straight line, so you saw him fly past me down the straight. There was nothing I could do to keep him behind.
It is back-to-back poles for Max Verstappen, who starts the Styrian Grand Prix on top. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets the better start. Verstappen leads them then into turn 1 from Hamilton on the inside.
Oh, that's so nearly went round, Lewis.
Max Verstappen wins the Styrian Grand Prix.
Just impossible to match them. Impressive speed. I don't know where they've improved their car, taken a pretty big leap. I mean, I guess in certain scenarios, you just kind of, I'm still pushing, I'm still giving it everything I've got, it's just not quick enough. So there's only a certain distance, a certain amount that you can extract more out of the car. So we just got to keep our heads down, just keep giving up, keep pushing and not giving up.
No, he can't. It's only fourth fastest for Lewis Hamilton as Verstappen taking pole. And it's lights out and away we go. It's Verstappen ahead of Norris and Perez, and then comes Bottas and Hamilton. Sergio Perez now, turn 4, trying to go the long way round the outside. His duel continues with Lando Norris as he now goes onto the gravel. Lando Norris in second place at the moment, under pressure from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is going to dive down the inside at turn 4.
So Lewis has damage.
That's where Hamilton might have got his damage. You don't want to go across those sausage curves too often. Valtteri Bottas on the inside of Lewis Hamilton moves up into second place. Verstappen leads. Bottas is second. This is the battle for the final podium place. And Lando Norris is going to try around the outside. He's almost off the track as he does it. And Lewis Hamilton gets a decent enough exit to keep the McLaren at bay. But here comes Norris again. This time it's the inside at turn 6. Lando Norris has got Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix.
Lost a lot of ground over these last 4 races, so it's been pretty painful. Yeah, well, I mean, we've had a lot performance taken away since the last time we were here, and yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. The Red Bull's been so strong in these past races. I'm hoping that we can potentially close the gap a little bit, but who knows? Maybe they bring another upgrade this weekend, and but we will see tomorrow. And also the new format this weekend maybe throws a spanner in the works, and you know, if we can get that right, that could bode well for us.
He is going. Oh, a lot of oversteer there.
Hamilton gets to the line and can't improve. Has he, second time round, made it count and saved a bit of performance? Crosses the line. It's second for Verstappen.
Get in there, Lewis! Get in there! Cracking job, guys.
It is what it is. I mean, we're still quite close, so it's all right.
For the sprint, it's lights out and away we go. And I think Verstappen got a better start than Lewis Hamilton, and he's already ahead. Valtteri Bottas is trying to pressure his teammate as well. But Verstappen into turn 1 ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Now he's trying to break the slipstream into Brooklands corner. Hamilton will not get around the outside there.
Can Hamilton try and get back ahead of Max Verstappen, and he's trying to get a slipstream as well. Hamilton's going to try and dance around the outside. Verstappen stays ahead. For the 4th race in a row in 2021, Verstappen's going to be on pole to take the sprint on this Saturday and 3 championship points.
Yeah, well, you know, naturally it's not been the best day for us, but you know, the support of the fans, you know, just the parade lap we just did there, the roar of the crowd is just magnificent. So I'll recharge tonight and come back stronger tomorrow. There's definitely things that we've learned from today, and I hope that we can improve for tomorrow. And I'll be giving it everything for everyone that turns up tomorrow, and hope that we can have a closer race than we had today.
And it's lights out and away we go. Once again, Max Verstappen gets a decent start. Hamilton is right with it. Verstappen's ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Verstappen's going to have to weave like crazy. Hamilton's got a better drive off the loop. He will be faster.
Then they almost touch. They go into Brooklands. Verstappen stays ahead. The crowd roar their approval for this. Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside. The continent touch.
Max, you okay?
I got damage.
We're ready for you in the box. The safety car, keep the delta positive.
Fuck. That's the sight I did want to see. Max Verstappen getting out of the car.
Michael, have you got a minute?
Hello.
Yeah, Michael, look, that corner, he was never anywhere near alongside. Every driver that's driven at this circuit knows you do not stick a wheel up the inside at Copse. You know, that's an enormous accident. And it was 100% Max's corner. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, full blame lays on Hamilton.
Definitely like lost wing or something. I was ahead going in there, man.
Yeah, copy, Lewis.
Fully alongside, it's my line.
Michael, this is Toto.
Go ahead, Toto.
Michael, I just sent you an email with the diagrams where the car should be. Did you receive that?
Toto, I don't access my emails during a race deliberately because I concentrate on the race.
Yeah, then you should maybe look at this because there is something with the rules coming up.
Toto, feel free to go upstairs and see the stewards directly.
I've had a chance to look at that footage. Lewis was significantly alongside on the inside of turn 9.
I've watched this replay several times now, Michael. That corner there, Michael, that's not a place to take a wheel up the inside of a car.
Yeah, you turned in on me, man.
Yeah, copy that, Lewis. Yeah, just reviewed the video.
You could have had a massive, you know, accident. Thank God he's walked away unscathed. So I hope you're going to deal with it appropriately.
Understood, Christian. That's why it's just gone up now that things have calmed down for a second as under investigation by the stewards.
Lights out and away we go. Even Stevens for the front two. So Charles Leclerc leads them into Abbey from Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton has a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision.
He's just standing by the mechanics. He's started his stopwatch, as the great Murray Walker would say. He's having a look at it. There you go. He's tapped the guy with the big orange banner.
So here goes Lewis Hamilton, and he makes the move. In Hamilton, back up into the podium places.
Okay, Valkyrie. We invert the cars into turn 15 this lap.
Lewis Hamilton up into second place in this race. Hamilton was 0.3 quicker. The gap is now less than 1.5 seconds. Here goes Hamilton on lap 50. Oh, and he tried to get past Leclerc and goes off the track. Has Hamilton gone through? Yes, he has. He's chased down the prancing horse, he chases the checkered flag, he wins the British Grand Prix, and Hamilton is back in the championship hunt.
Lewis, we never give up, this is still on.
Damn right, Toto, damn right. I want to say a big thank you to all the fans here. Woo! Couldn't do it without you guys.
I don't have any issues. I mean, yeah, I don't know really what to say. Just game on. We're just going to keep on attacking. There needs to be respect on the track, and if not, then this will happen more often, I guess. But I'll try my hardest to stay, as clean as possible.
Hamilton is a long way down. Verstappen has now set a personal best. Verstappen can do nothing to stop him on this Saturday afternoon. It's a Mercedes front row lockout. Hamilton and Bottas.
Now, I've got a question for both you and Lewis now. There's been a lot of talk about what happened on the opening lap at Silverstone. If you two end up wheel to wheel after the start tomorrow.
Now, can we just already stop about this? Because we had so many questions about this. It's just ridiculous, honestly. Honestly, the whole Thursday, we've been answering this all the time. So can we just stop about it, please?
Okay.
We are racers, we will race. And of course, we're going to race hard, but fair. So
okay.
We just keep pushing each other.
Lewis, anything from you?
Lights out and away we go, and Hamilton Hamilton does get away very well indeed. Bottas doesn't. Verstappen's already nearly alongside him. And there's Lando Norris touch. And into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen.
We've seen it, Max.
Take my car. Mate, what the f*** happened there?
Yeah, Max Verstappen has got caught out with that. We are stopping this race while the marshals can clear the debris, the damage you can see on car number 33. And look how dry the track seems to be. The race leader is the only driver who's not come into the pit lane to change tyres. It's going to be lights out and away we go for Lewis Hamilton only. Now he can race full blast. Esteban Ocon takes the lead. Sebastian Vettel goes through when Hamilton comes out into this race. Max Verstappen, his title rival's gone through. Verstappen trying to go around the outside of Mick Schumacher. Verstappen goes off the road. Schumacher stays ahead. Hamilton can't get past Gasly. Now Verstappen's going to go and try round the outside at turn 2. He's got the pace advantage. Schumacher's got the inside line. They bang wheels as Verstappen goes through turn 3. Into the pits, though, comes Lewis Hamilton to put Lewis on a different strategy here to try back into this race again. And now getting a bit of track position is what they want. And here comes Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's going to get past Max Verstappen, and the undercut has worked. Forces Alonso. Hamilton trying to go around the outside. Here into turn 2. Does brake later this time. Not late enough. Turn 4. This time he's alongside. And I think they might have touched there as well. Hamilton had to back out of it. This is incredible.
Guys, you see you just moved over on me, man. Come on.
Comes Hamilton. He just backed off a little bit too early, but Alonso is locked up. And Hamilton is now released from behind the Alpine. Hamilton is so much closer. But Sainz has got DRS. Hamilton has got the pace advantage. Sainz is going to fight this one back. It is Ocon. It is Vettel. It is Hamilton, the top 3. Ocon wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton from 14th comes back to finish on the podiums.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's of course not what I want, but you can see Valtteri just completely misses his braking point and causes a big crash. So from there onwards, yeah, I just had no right-hand side of the car anymore. It was all gone. So the car was just extremely difficult to drive, and of course I gave it all I had, and at least we could take 1 point. It's better than nothing, but. Yeah, the last 2 races haven't gone our way, and it was of course not our fault. But yeah, we just need to keep, being focused, try to forget about it, and just look ahead and try to improve.
Now, Lewis Hamilton will be next to cross the line. He can't deny George Russell here in Spa this afternoon. Verstappen has had an excellent middle sector. He can. It's the charge to the line for Max Verstappen. It's going to come up quickly. Yes, it is. The Dutch fans cheer that one, but they'll be celebrating in the Red Bull garage.
Yes, that is simply lovely.
After a wait of about 3 hours, can leave the pit lane. When you've done more than 2 laps, then you get half points. With 2 laps, 2 full laps completed, race controllers now decided it is time to go back to the pit lane again because conditions haven't improved. The race will not resume. Max Verstappen wins the Belgian Grand Prix.
I love racing and obviously in the rain, and today was just hardcore conditions, and somebody would have got hurt if we had started the race unfortunately.
Still got points though for a race that wasn't a race. Is that something in the fact that you've managed to limit the damage to Max today?
No, I haven't delivered anything to Max today.
Limited the damage, sorry.
Not really. It shouldn't have been that way. When they stopped the race at the beginning, the rain didn't change from in those 2 hours, and they still sent us out. So there's only one reason they've done that, and that's it's a whole money thing. So.
Verstappen's on pole here in Zandvoort. Can Hamilton deny Max Verstappen? Hamilton is alongside Max Verstappen on the front row, but the celebrations here in Zandvoort for the home favourite, Max Verstappen.
Yes, guys, unbelievable. What a great car today. Well, we're just flying.
It's lights out and away we go. Pretty even start from the front two. Verstappen does move over to cut off Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton for his first stop of the race.
Max is going to react. That's all he has to do today. Just cover Lewis.
This is the race win for Verstappen or for Hamilton, or is it for Bottas? If he's going longer on a one-stop, Max Verstappen has caught Valtteri Bottas, because with DRS, there he goes. Now, going offline is Valtteri Bottas to let Lewis Hamilton through. Double Dutch delight for Max Verstappen, who crosses the line to win the Dutch Grand Prix. The crucial thing for Hamilton is can he get the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the race, and he does. He wins that extra point.
Well done, mate. That was epic. Enjoy this lap and enjoy the podium.
Thank you very much, guys. Great job, guys.
This weekend has been great. It was a good one. I mean, with all the people, all the fans here supporting you, it was just an incredible sight.
Take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. You must be pleased.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very tight, and next week is going to be again a very important race for us. Monza's never been our strong point, but let's see what we can do.
Verstappen crosses the line, can't improve. So Bottas can though. He leads qualifying here at Monza. Hamilton, has he got enough to try and beat him? No! It's lights out, away we go. Bottas gets away well, as does Max Verstappen. He's losing out, it's Hamilton here. Bottas leads by Max Verstappen. Then comes Daniel Ricciardo, then Lando Norris. Bottas wins the sprint. Max Verstappen comes home to take second place. Hamilton started on the front row, comes home to finish fifth. He'll start on the second row.
Trying to overtake the McLarens was just impossible for me, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's going to be tough tomorrow.
It's lights out and away we go. They weren't held for long, and Verstappen does get away well. Alongside him is Daniel Ricciardo, and Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Hamilton has gone away well too.
He's directly behind his championship rival. Indeed, he's alongside him.
And Hamilton and Verstappen go into the second chicane, and Hamilton goes off onto the rumble strips, and it's forced wide, and he might lose a place here.
That's pushed me wide.
So Lando Norris takes the lead, Lewis Hamilton in second, then comes Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Is Max Verstappen, what is happening? They'll be lucky if that's sub 10 seconds, no, 11 seconds on the grid for Max Verstappen. Norris was ahead of Hamilton, who's got past him on the roads. This championship race has been blown wide open all again. Hamilton now does come into the pits, is a little bit slow as well, but not half as slow as it was for Max Verstappen. There's Max Verstappen right behind Hamilton into the first chicane once again. It's wheel to wheel, Hamilton and Verstappen, and this time Verstappen and Hamilton have crashed out, and they are both out. The two championship protagonists have taken each other out of the Italian Grand Prix.
That's what you get when you don't leave the space.
Switch off the engine, please, Lewis. Stop, engine off.
Max's car hit the rollover hoop of Lewis's car.
Yeah.
That's where the damage has come from.
He hits the sausage curb as well. That's what throws him back into the path of Lewis and then up into the air when his car makes contact with the Mercedes.
We saw that it was going to be tied into turn one, and Lewis, of course, also realized that. So after the white line, he immediately moved to the left on the braking. So I already had to move on to the green side of the next to the track. But then nevertheless, I thought we were going to have a nice fight into turn 1, through turn 2. But as soon as I was next to him, he just kept on squeezing me more and more to the left. And I still thought, we'll just have enough space to make it into turn 2. But unfortunately, he ran me a bit too much out of road. So then I clipped the sausage curb, and that's why we touched.
Came out, braking into turn 1, I made sure I left the car's whip on the outside, and I was ahead going into the corner, and next thing I know, I guess Max went over the second curb or something like that. He obviously knew at that point he wasn't going to make the corner, and he drove into me. So, and next thing you know, he's just on top of me. So, definitely unfortunate, and we'll speak to the stewards after this, I'm sure.
They have come to blows on more than one occasion. First time they've both taken each other out of the race.
I think they're racing for the biggest prize in the sport, so they know what's at stake. So I think that today, I think was, as I say, you can argue both sides. I think that Max earned the right to have more space. So yeah, it's a racing incident. It's a track that's incredibly difficult to pass at. So obviously very disappointed to lose a car.
When you see them turning in there and Max jumping straight over the sausage curb into the car, the stewards will make a verdict, and I'm going to be okay with the verdict.
There's a lot of friction between your two drivers at the moment.
Yeah, it's clear they're battling for the World Championship, and we've seen that in the past when it's so tight that these things can happen.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Hi Max, obviously the big news is that you'll be taking on a new power unit for the rest of the weekend. Was that always the plan, or did you have a look at the FP1 results and think it would be a better move?
It's not only the results. I mean, I said before that we'll take everything into account, also with the weather for tomorrow. So we thought it would be best to take it here. It will be a bit more difficult to come through, but we had to take the penalty anyway. And if we wouldn't have taken it here, we would have taken it somewhere else. So we thought, okay, now we'll decide to do it here, and we'll try to make the best of it in the race.
But who's got pace behind him? Lando Norris has got a middle sector to be proud of. Lewis Hamilton is not going to improve. Lando Norris is on pole.
Hamilton's got only himself to blame. He stuck it in the wall in the pits, and that's cost him a good starting position because they didn't have 2 laps and couldn't get temperature.
And it's lights out, away we go. And Sainz is getting a good slipstream. Hamilton trying to go down the inside. Into the first braking zone we go. And towards turn 4 we go now. And it's Sainz out in front for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton is now along just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Here comes Hamilton round turn 3. As into turn 4 they go. Hamilton has got past Fernando Alonso. On board now with Max Verstappen. Is he going down the inside? Verstappen has cleared Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen was trying an opportunist move, but he has got ahead of Charles Leclerc.
Is my front wing okay? Yeah, I will check the front wing.
Front wing is fine for now, Max.
Hamilton's in the pits.
Karoon, take us through the pit stop.
And Red Bull in the pits as well, Crofty. We've got Red Bull mechanics with a set of the medium tyres there. Hamilton is in and out as the Red Bull is getting service at the same time. It's a bit slower there for Max Verstappen.
Into the first braking zone they go. At turn 2, Hamilton makes the move on Carlos Sainz.
Lewis, you can win this race.
We'll see how Alonso got past Verstappen. And now we approach the part of the track where we're near the seafront, where it is going to be at its wettest. You can see the rain signs there. Hamilton is getting so much closer to Lando Norris. These next 2 corners are really critical as Lando Norris goes wide. What's going to win out?
This is the part of the track where it's wet. Do you stay out in slicks? Do you stop for inters? What do you do?
Well, people are going off. I'm not sure what to do here. Box and pit confirm, Max. Box, pit confirm. So Verstappen has box pitted for inters. So box.
Stop raining, man.
Lando, what do you think about it in turn?
Now, is that the right decision or the wrong decision?
Box, good confirm.
Takes the lead of the race as Lando Norris slides off the track. Lewis Hamilton, it's 100 race victories. He wins the Russian Grand Prix and he retakes the championship lead.
So grateful for all of you, for all the work back in the factory and here. Thanks so much for not giving up on me. Fantastic call on the rain tyres. Thank you.
Nicely done, Max. We'll take that. P2, nice shot.
Well, we definitely take that one. Okay, that was the end of the good call.
Move on. Like, what's next?
Well, straight into another race week, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm still trying to fight for this championship and trying to stay in it, and it's super close and stressful, and so I'm just trying to find ways of applying myself to other things whilst at the same time being focused on my job.
And Toto Wolff has suggested you may take the engine penalty here should it rain. Do you have any further information on that at all?
I don't. At the moment, I still have engine 2 and 3, so for me, I'm fighting to just use those two and see how far they can take me.
And there is the suggestion, should it rain, that Lewis Hamilton will take an engine penalty. Your thoughts on that, if he starts at the back of the grid?
Well, I mean, I think they still have to, of course, take one engine, so it's up to them, of course, what they do with it. I mean, we did it last race, and we'll find out when they take it.
Can Max Verstappen make up some time on this lap? Still third, Max Verstappen. He's going to start behind one of the Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas takes the checkered flag and stays second, but that'll be good enough for pole position. As Hamilton crosses the line, he wins out in qualifying, but with a new internal combustion engine for the Turkish Grand Prix, he'll go back 10 places for the Sunday's grid. Gets lights out and away we go. Bottas in the second phase, but Verstappen is not coming alongside him.
Lewis keeping out of trouble.
And on the outside, first off, of Esteban Ocon, and getting past Esteban Ocon. Hamilton is in a 10th place at the moment. Now here he goes, round the outside. Don't do it in a braking zone. Do it round the outside at turn 3. Lewis Hamilton, he's put himself up to 7th.
Down the outside, should be a nice easy move here. Pick his braking point. Look at that.
Now goes wheel to wheel with Sergio Perez, and does he pass Sergio Perez? Under braking, he gives the Red Bull a wide berth just in case. He knows that he can make this move stick in the next few corners. He pushes Sergio Perez almost into the pit lane entry. Perez is not going to give this one up without a fight, and they are almost level pegging as they start the next lap. Hamilton's got better acceleration, and down towards turn 1 we go. Has Hamilton got up into 4th place? No, he's not. Sergio Perez on the inside regains the place.
Oh, that is sweet, isn't it, Crossy? That's absolutely brilliant stop.
Box.
Why?
New inset is the way to go.
I don't think it is, man.
I personally think he has to stay out. Finishing just behind Max is much better than finishing just inside the top 10.
Hamilton's coming in for a pit stop. Now he can get onto the racetrack and ahead then of Pierre Gasly, but down in 5th place.
So Gasly at 3 behind.
Man, why'd you give up that space?
We were going to lose position anyway.
From pole position, Valtteri Bottas win the Turkish Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen comes home to finish second as he increases his championship lead over Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, I've only just got out of the car, so I don't have all the information. But I feel like I should have stayed out. My gut feeling was to stay, and I feel that's what I should have done. So frustrated in myself for not following my gut. But I work as a team, so did the best I could with the advice I was getting.
And a word on Valtteri Bottas, your teammate as well, who took the win.
Yeah, good job. Great job.
And
thanks.
of course, Max Verstappen has taken the lead back in that championship battle too. A word on that.
We lost a few points today, so but that's the last lap.
Lewis Hamilton to cross the line to try and get provisional pole back again, and he does so. He's on provisional pole.
This is going to be so close.
Now, Verstappen has 7 poles in the last 10 races. Verstappen has snatched that pole position. It's the 2 championship protagonists, Verstappen and Hamilton, for the 7th time this season, lock out the front row. Five lights are on, it's lights out, away we go. Hamilton gets away well, and he's getting towards Max Verstappen. Now Hamilton on the inside, pushes Max Verstappen wide. Hamilton leads from Verstappen, then comes Sergio Perez, and then the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Max Verstappen is coming in there for the undercut on Mercedes. Tyres getting hot, he's decided he doesn't want those hot tyres for any longer, so let's put a set of hards. Hard tyres go on for Hamilton. His stationary time, 2.8 seconds. Max Verstappen now ahead of Hamilton.
Got his Haskell, please go out of the way, get onto Michael.
We are on it.
And Mick's not getting out of the way. He should be getting out of the way. He does now.
3.5 miles to go here at the Circuit of the Americas. Hamilton has now got DRS, but crucially, so has Verstappen, because he was lapping Mick Schumacher. Yeah. Max Verstappen is going to lead and double his advantage in the World Championship. Max Verstappen wins the US Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton has to settle for second.
What a drive. Masterful.
Oh, yes, guys. Unbelievable.
Sheer class, Max. That was classy. What a drive.
And Max, 5 races to go. How much confidence does this win give you?
Well, I mean, this doesn't really change a lot because it's all about details. I always say it. So a win for me doesn't give me more confidence or whatever. We are all confident within the team that we can do a really good job, but we really need to nail the details, and we have to start over again in Mexico, you know, to try and get the best out of our whole package.
It's lights out and away we go here, and Bottas and Hamilton getting away ahead of Verstappen and Perez, and the wheel-to-wheel the Mercedes. But what's happening behind? Perez pulls to the inside, Verstappen to the outside. They're 3 abreast at the moment, and there's 3 abreast behind them. Into turn 1 we go. Verstappen is into the lead ahead of Hamilton. Bottas gets tagged. Max Verstappen leads them over the line, comfortably ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
It's a double pit stop planned for Lewis Hamilton. That was a clean stop from Mercedes.
This is key for Lewis.
It's key, and it's not gone his way.
Oh, this needs to be perfect by the Red Bull boys. Front tyres on, front tyres on. Little tweak of the front wing, absolutely sweet.
Perez with DRS advantage. He's going to come down to the last lap.
Lewis is not going to make a mistake from here. And there we go. Is that the lunge?
Max Verstappen crosses the line, a long, long way clear of the rest. As Hamilton finishes second.
Yes! What a race. Oh, that was great, guys. Unbelievable pace in the car.
Yeah, I feel positive in the sense that I had a good race. I did everything with the car that I had, and the car was not good today. So I didn't make a mistake at the start. Obviously, I was on the inside, so I couldn't brake as late as the guys that are obviously on the clean line. But had a good start, and then after that was just trying to manage the tires. Had a good pit stop, and then to keep Sergio behind was obviously in a much faster car this weekend. When you've got Sergio up behind you, pushing you like that, you know the car is fast. It's not a surprise. Wish we were a little bit quicker this weekend, but today we were a long way off, so I don't really understand that. But we'll go back to the drawing board and try and come back next week stronger.
Bottas has set a personal best in the first sector. It's the middle sector that we'll be watching with interest to see if he can get above Max Verstappen. Hamilton will cross the line now. He goes faster still, and the crowd absolutely love it. Hamilton on top in qualifying here at Interlagos.
And Bottas didn't quite make the front row. That's a relief for Max Verstappen and Red Bull.
It's been we're working so hard to try and get this car right, and it's been tough. And so to finally get the car feeling like it did today, feels great. It's just a testament to all the great work that everyone's doing in the garage, and also back home, just all the work that's going back home to try and pull out everything we can from the car. Of course, the last 2 poles I've had a penalty, so a bit unfortunate to have the penalty tomorrow, but it is what it is, and I'll try and fight back from that.
When did you find out you were taking that penalty?
I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think right to the last minute they'll try and say no, we've got to make the decision, and we should be able to make it to the end. Or so it was a decision that the team took, and I trust obviously their judgment.
Were you surprised by the pace of Lewis?
Not necessarily. I mean, they took a new engine, so we know, of course, the first weekend they can definitely put a bit more power in it. And around here, you know, that can make quite a bit of a difference with such a little corner. So nothing shocking. Of course, I would have preferred to be ahead, but all in all, you know, to be second is good.
Do you think you've rattled them, Red Bull? Do you think you've rattled Red Bull a little?
No. I mean, he's starting pole. I'm nowhere near him, so I don't think so.
We've got some breaking news. Lewis Hamilton has been disqualified.
Lewis Hamilton's DRS, the drag reduction system, opened up. Everything seemed fine. He set pole position in qualifying, got to the end of the lap, and then at the end of the session, there was a bit of suspicion from Red Bull.
When the car is running, we will use this, and the DRS is fully open, if it's legal or not. This ball is 85 mil. If it passes through, it will be an illegal wing. Whereas if it doesn't, if it stops and we're running a legal wing, we can run it for the race weekend.
And that rear wing opening worked just fine at one point of the Mercedes rear wing, but not at the other. So it was very marginally illegal. Max touching that rear wing gave Mercedes an argument that actually perhaps the touching of that rear wing was what made it illegal in the first place.
And Max Verstappen has picked himself up a €50,000 Euro fine.
Normally, disqualification from the qualifying session means you'll either start from the pit lane or the back of the grid. But this is a sprint weekend. He can start the race, but he'll have to do it from the back in the sprint.
Keep the energy and your focus on the one thing that matters most. All that other stuff does not matter.
And it's lights out and away we go. Bottas is away and into the lead. Into turn one goes Valtteri Bottas ahead of Verstappen.
But so is Carlos Sainz, also on those soft tyres, and Verstappen goes wide.
Here comes Max Verstappen looking to make a move, so that is a move that he makes with great aplomb. Here goes Hamilton on Tsunoda. This is a battle for 13th place. Hamilton's made it. I'm watching Hamilton on the main straight with DRS. I think into turn one, Lewis Hamilton has got past Fernando Alonso. Look how he's almost pushing the McLaren. They're wheel to wheel at the moment. Hamilton on lap 13 finally gets ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Hours past the AlphaTauri. That is a very good sight for fans of Lewis Hamilton. And he's going to try and make that lunge, and he does make that lunge down the inside. Lewis Hamilton, the crowd absolutely love that. Bottas is going to pick up pole position for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Verstappen, the championship leader, extends his championship lead, and that is a mega sprint drive from Lewis Hamilton.
Great work, Lewis.
Lewis, brilliant job. Damage limitation. Them all.
Copy. It's not over yet.
The car was really great, and I think it really was just the mental state of mind that I went in was really just, you know, never give up, keep pushing, still arise, you can do this, you know, just like trying to turn because it was really difficult to get to swallow the result that we got.
In the race, he still got that 5-place penalty on the grid that's set by the sprint for the V6 engine change.
Yeah. Well, now I've got to start focusing on tomorrow, and thanks for reminding me.
And we're ready.